Country 105.7.
Today's Country 105.7. Casey Musgraves, just follow your arrow wherever it points. Well, the arrow is pointing to Fort Polk. It's time for the annual Turkey Bowl. Let's take it out to Fort Polk and check in with Derek.
Hey, thanks, Sandy. I am hanging out this morning at Anvil Field on Fort Polk because this morning is Turkey Bowl here on Fort Polk from Fort Polk Family and MWR. It's their annual flag football tournament held between the units. They have 4 games lined up for the morning hours, and we're going to be hanging out here where the action is taking place, keeping you updated about how the guys are doing and telling you a little more about the Turkey Bowl here on Fort Polk. So stay tuned throughout the morning for updates from Fort Polk's Anvil Field and their annual Turkey Bowl. We're broadcasting on today's Country 105.7.
Today's Country 105.7.
And now let's go out to Fort Polk. Tell us what's happening out there, Derek.
Hey, thanks, Sandy. We're hanging out this morning on Anvil Field here at Fort Polk for the annual Turkey Bowl, their flag football tournament. Things have kicked off, and it has been intense already. So the first 2 teams up have been the Menak team, representing B-Jack, wearing orange this morning, or rather maroon this morning, sorry, little colorblind this morning, against the 230 Infantry Division, who are in black. So first play of the game, Medak has the ball. QB throws an interception, returned for a score right off the bat, 230 up. They get the 1-point conversion after the play. It is flag football, so 7-on-7. You have to go for the extra point, no field goals. However, QB Miller makes up for it on the next possession, immediately throws, according to the yardage signs on this field, a 30 to 40 yard dime to a receiver to get them all the way down the field. However, the 230 Infantry holds them off from a score. Turnover on downs is where we're sitting right now this morning from Anvil Field. We are at the Turkey Bowl. 230 Infantry has the ball currently, and we're going to see how this possession goes. Quick completion, 21 with 230, running to the sidelines, and they're going to get them down right there. We're going to check back in just a little bit, but again, this Turkey Bowl, their annual flag football tournament, is going to be going on throughout the morning and a bit into the early afternoon. They have 4 games planned. The first, like I said, Medak against the 230 Infantry. That'll be followed by the 46 Engineers against the 32nd Field Hospital team. And then they'll have I don't want to call it a losers matchup, but the matchup of the two.
Today's Country 105.7.
The Turkey Bowl going on out at Fort Polk. Let's check in with Derek.
Hey, thanks, Sandy. We're hanging out this morning at Anvil Field on Fort Polk for the annual Turkey Bowl, Fort Polk's Flag Football Championship. They have 4 games lined up throughout the day, and we are sitting at halftime right now in the first matchup. As you know, if you listened to the break earlier in the hour, our first matchup is between the Medak team with B-Jack. They're wearing maroon this morning. They are taking on 230 Infantry. They are wearing black this morning. When I last checked in on you, Medak was down to 230, 7-0, and that is where we sit at halftime. A couple of good drives put together by both teams. Medak, their QB, Miller, I believe wearing number 6, definitely Miller. He was weaving through defenders when he was running the ball towards the other side of the field. They got a hard count that advanced the ball a little bit more. However, it's flag football. It's not NFL rules, so that hard count penalty did not make it an automatic first down. So they ended up being held on 4th down. A couple of incompletions, a couple of overthrows towards the end zone, and Medak came up scoreless. Turnover on downs. 230 gets the ball, and they advance it the other direction down the field towards my right, sitting here on the near side of the field. You know, they started off that possession, 230 did, with a hard count right off the bat, which was clever. Automatically get a few yards. They really were using the quick, short pass game. The QB for 230, number one, Khan, was getting rid of the ball quickly and then letting the receivers run down the field as far as they could before their flags were grabbed, and it was working really well. They had a big completion by number 13. The back of his jersey says Dame. That could be his name. Some of these guys have not their real names on the back of their jerseys, but number 13, Dame, came up with a big completion. They were right on the other side of the maybe 10 yards away from their end zone to score. However, they were running out of time. Halftime was getting closer and closer. They blew past the 2-minute warning, and with just a few seconds left in the half, they went for one more big pass towards the end zone and came up empty. So we are sitting at halftime at this first matchup at the Turkey Bowl. Medak 0, 230 Infantry 7. And we are getting ready to kick off that second half from the Fort Polk Turkey Bowl. Again, this is going on this morning at Anvil Field. It's a great setup out here this morning. It's a little foggy, which is odd because it doesn't seem to be foggy anywhere else in the area, just around the Pickering, Fort Polk area. But we're having a good time out here. The guys are having a great time. Everyone, including myself, is getting really into the game, so it's a lot of fun. They have Benoit Motors out here hanging out. Benoit actually brought free donuts for anybody who wants a donut. So I haven't made my way over there yet, but I'm about to go find a moment to say hi to the Benoit folks. LifeShare Blood Center here on hand as well, taking blood donations. If you're coming to Anvil Field to watch any of the action, consider stopping by LifeShare Blood Center, giving the gift of life. There is always a need for blood donations in our area. And they have a couple of the military spouse home-based businesses here on hand as well. So, like I said, we're hanging out from Fort Polk's Turkey Bowl 2025. We'll keep you updated on the action as we work our way through the morning games and to that championship game at noon, I believe, is when that championship game is scheduled. And we are broadcasting on Today's Country 105.7.
Today's Country 105.7.
Today's Country 105.7. We're hanging out at Fort Polk Anvil Field for the Turkey Bowl 2025. Our first matchup has come to an end. 230 Infantry has taken the victory over Medak. 22-0, a 20-point mercy rule against Medak. So I'm with Coach B right now. What's your name, Coach B?
Christopher Baron.
All right, Christopher. So what was your strategy going into this game today?
You know, we be practicing, we be putting in work. We got solid defense. Our defense been trying all year. None of these teams have beat us, and they're not going to start today. Our strategy was get the ball, score the ball, win the game.
There you go. You can't beat that strategy right there. Molina, number 21, came up with a couple big plays. He had the touchdown deflection, and then he had the interception on the other side of the field. Do you have anything to say about Molina?
Yeah, you know, he's a big part of our game. Ever since we picked him up in week 2, he's been making plays, averaging about 2 picks a game. He's a solid defender and offensive player. He's really the MVP of this team, and you know, we put it all together, put it on the game every day. Put it all on the field, and that's what we do. We leave it out there.
All right, so you guys are going on to the championship round. Any thoughts before you get there? Any strategy heading into the champ?
Oh, yeah, the strategy is win, and my thoughts are I hope they're ready to lose.
There you go. All right. All right, that was Coach B, 230 Infantry. Moving on to the championship round. We'll have the second matchup of the Fort Polk Turkey Bowl coming up momentarily. Flip my page here. It's going to be the 46th Engineers, who will be wearing orange, and the 32nd Field Hospital, who will be in purple. So we'll check back in with you, keep you updated on the action from Anvil Field here at Fort Polk. It is the 2025 Turkey Bowl. We're broadcasting on Today's Country 105.7.
Today's Country 105.7.
Today's Country 105.7. Hey, it's Derek again. We're hanging out this morning at Fort Polk Anvil Field for the 2025 Turkey Bowl. Our second game has kicked off. The 46 Engineers against the 32nd Field Hospital. 46 Engineers in orange, the 32nd in purple. And we already have a score. The 46 Engineers up 7-0. They started off their possession. Quick QB scramble for a first down right off the bat. A couple short pitches to number 3. and then a nice pass to number 22. They don't have names on the back of their jerseys, by the way, so I'm working with the numbers. But a nice pass down the field to number 22 to get another first down. They went for an end zone shot right after that, almost picked off. It was a little bobbled by the intended receiver. The 32nd Field Hospital almost came up with the pick, but it landed on the ground. They did a short pass to number 10, again to get the first down, and then after a little bit of a QB scramble, avoiding the pass rush, QB number 13 threw it to number 10 for a touchdown. I asked one of the guys, number 10, Negri. So number 10, Negri, gets the touchdown. The QB runs in the 1-point conversion. And again, the 46th Engineers are up 7-0 in this first half of Game 2. Right now, the 32nd Field Hospital in purple has possession. They're working their way down the field. They're at about the halfway point between the field here, bringing up second down for the 32nd Field Hospital as they try to answer back against the 46 Engineers. Ooh, a sack just now on the QB, looks like number 19 for the 32nd Field Hospital. 17 with the 46 Engineers came up with that sack on that play, though. So that's going to move back the 32nd Field Hospital about 5 yards, bringing up third down here. A big third down. Now, because of the flag football rules, there's no punting and there's no field goals. So you're pretty much on 4-down territory the entire game. So even though it's third down and quite a bit to get the first, the 32nd Field Hospital going to be going for it on fourth no matter what. They just tried a run. It was almost a rugby lineup. They were in a very tight formation, hiked the ball to number 16, who tried to go wide left, but came up almost immediately getting his flag pulled. So that's going to bring up this fourth down for the 32nd Field Hospital. Again, down 7-0 in this first half to the 46th Engineers. So we're going to stick around for this fourth down play. Momentarily about to happen. They are getting ready to snap the ball here. Again, quarterback wearing number 19 for the 32nd Field Hospital. He takes the snap. A long pass. Number 22 was able to get a hand on it, thrown a little high, had to leap for it, but could not come up with the ball. So that's going to be a turnover on down. 46 Engineers going to have the ball at about midfield, looking to put this game up 14-0. So we're going to leave it there for now. I'll check back in with you a little bit later on from the 2025 Turkey Bowl here at Fort Polk Anvil Field. We're broadcasting on Today's Country 105.7.
Stay connected with Today's Country 105.7.
We're as mobile as you are.
Check out our mobile website on your phone, listen on our player app, and get connected with us on Facebook and Twitter.
Your country, today, right now.
Today's Country 105.7.com.
Today's Country 105.7. Hey, it's Derek. We're hanging out at Anvil Field on Fort Polk for the annual Turkey Bowl, their flag football championship they hold each year around Thanksgiving. I'm fumbling with my papers, apologies. And we are in the middle of Game 2, the 46 Engineers against the 32nd Field Hospital team. 46 Engineers wearing orange, Field Hospital wearing purple. The first half, wrapped up pretty nicely. You know, the 32nd Field Engineers were down 14-0, but they ended up getting a big interception from number 24, Kurtz, on the Field Hospital team, the 32nd Field Hospital team. And that was able to help them out in the first half. Hunter ended up getting a touchdown on a bit of a flea flicker trick play from the 32nd Hospital, which made the score 14-7 at the half. Now, the 32nd Field Hospital started the second half with possession, so they had a chance to come out in the second half and tie up the game 14-14. However, after just a couple of plays, ended up throwing an interception, giving the 46 Engineers the ball. And then after staying alive on a fourth down with a big pass, the quarterback, number 13, Elijah McCullough, did a little QB sneak scramble, ran it in for a touchdown. They got the 1-point completion, and that made the score 21-7. 46 Engineers on top. And that is where we stand right now. 32nd Field Hospital, wearing the purple, has possession right now. They're backed up pretty far on their end of the field, and they have a big third down coming up. We're going to hang with them for just a minute or so and see what they come up with. They've called a timeout, which is early in the second half to call a timeout, but I do understand, because if you're going to come back down 21-7 in this game, you're going to need a good play to do so in these next two possessions. Again, it's third down, but because of the flag football rules, every possession is a 4-down possession. There's no field goals, no punts, so you're going for it on fourth down every single time. So they actually have 2 plays to work with to get the first down and continue on their way down the field. So they take the snap. QB number 19. Ooh, a big sack by the 46 Engineers. Number 17 sacking the quarterback. Things are getting a little heated out there on the field. A little trash talk going on the 46 Engineers side. I think they're giving Kurtz on the other side a hard time. But, that's part of the fun. It's all in good fun, guys. These guys work together each and every day, protecting our country. And this is a fabulous way for these guys to come out around Thanksgiving and have some fun. Some camaraderie is being accomplished today here on Anvil Field, Fort Polk. Speaking of which, I would like to mention this event they have set up. It's really great. They put all this together. MWR has helped put this on, of course. They have the Benoit guys out here showing off some of their cars. They've brought free food, donuts. They have LifeShare Blood Center on hand taking donations. Some of the military spouse-owned businesses on hand as well. And we have family out here, too. It's not just the guys hanging out here watching the game. They've brought the family members, children, wives, hanging out, cheering on their guys as well. So, like I said, we're sitting in the middle of the second half of Game 2. Wow, they did punt on fourth down. Second half of Game 2. Again, the 46 Engineers on top, 21-7. We're going to pause our broadcast action at the moment. We'll come back after the game's wrapped up. After this one, they'll have the consolation bracket fighting for third place in the tournament, and then we'll have our championship round following that. We're broadcasting on Today's Country 105.7.
Today's Country 105.7.
Today's Country 105.7. We are hanging out at Fort Polk Anvil Field for the 2025 Turkey Bowl. Game 2 just wrapped up. 46 Engineers against 32nd Field Hospital. 46 Engineers come out on top 29-7. And I don't know if there's an official judge MVP award, but I'm giving you MVP of this matchup. Number 13, Elijah McCullough. How you doing today?
I'm doing good. And you?
I'm doing just fine. So we had 3 passing touchdowns, 1 rushing touchdown, if I'm keeping up correctly. So what was y'all's strategy going into the game?
Just perseverance, one step after another. Just make sure we just continue to drive.
There you go. That's perfect. Hey, why do they call you D1?
I mean, I don't know. It's just love.
Hey, seriously, your scrambling seemed to keep a lot of your plays alive. So do you play back in college, high school? What's your football career like?
High school, a little bit of college, but that's it really.
Nice, very good. So looking forward, you got the 230 Infantry coming up. What's your initial thoughts on that matchup?
Just one play at a time, you know?
There you go, perfect. All right, number 13, Elijah McCullough, thank you for taking the time to speak with me. Just give you a quick handshake. Congratulations. Not bad for a running back.
Yeah!
All right. And that is Game 2. They're taking an intermission. Next matchup's going to be the consolation round for third place, the 32nd Field Hospital team against the MedAg team. So we have an all-hospital team matchup coming up next for the third place title. And then we'll get to that championship game, the 230 Infantry against the 46 Engineers. And based on the previous two games, that championship game will be a lot of fun to watch. So we'll be telling you about it throughout the rest of the morning/early afternoon as we broadcast from the 2025 Turkey Bowl here on Today's Country 105.7.
Today's Country 105.7.
Today's Country 105.7. It is Derek again. We're hanging out at Anvil Field here on Fort Polk for the 2025 Turkey Bowl. They have kind of wrapped up the intermission they were taking. We're about to start Game 3 here at Anvil Field, which will be the consolation bracket, the all-hospital matchup, as Medak from BJAC takes on the 32nd Field Hospital for third place. That is what they are fighting for here in the Turkey Bowl tournament. So we'll keep you updated on the action as we make our way through Game 3 and on to Game 4, which will be the championship round against the 230 Infantry and the 46th Engineers. We are broadcasting on Today's Country 105.7.
Today's Country 105.7.
Today's Country 105.7. It's Derek again hanging out at Anvil Field for the 2025 Turkey Bowl. We are in the middle of Game 3, which sees an all-medical matchup. We have the 32nd Hospital Center wearing purple against Medak with BJAC in maroon. The 32nd Hospital Center actually started off with possession in the game. Quarterback, number 19, Specialist Henderson, was scrambling all over the place to move them down the field, and they got all the way up towards the 2-yard line. However, on fourth down at about the 2-yard line, number 7, Sanders, with Medak, came up with a huge sack for a turnover on downs, giving Medak the ball. Now, once Medak did have the ball, their quarterback, number 2, Rivera, made some incompletions, but had a big third down pass to number 24, Vicara, and then that QB scrambled on fourth and just a couple of yards to get the first down and keep their drive going. 88, which on the back of his shirt has the name Ocho Ocho, which is not his name, but as a Cincinnati fan, I appreciate the nod to Ocho Cinco. But Ocho Ocho had a huge completion, double coverage, went up for the ball, came down, held on to it. That moved Medak all the way up the field. Number 22 had a couple short completions, and then they got a flag because on that second completion, they just outright tackled him, which you cannot do in flag football. So that advanced the ball a little further and gave them a first down. Number 22, by the way, I believe his name is Bertazon. I'm not sure about the pronunciation, but I'm going with Bertazon. And then number 14, Phillips, with the Wildcat formation, ran in the touchdown. They got the 1 point, making it 7-0. Now, on the next drive, 32nd Hospital Center had the ball, got picked off by number 22, Bertazon, again, and they have just moved from about the little past the midway point of the field all the way down to score a second touchdown. Quarterback with Medak, Rivera, ran in that second touchdown. They got the 1 point, I believe, making it 14-0 Medak over the 32nd Field Hospital Hospital Center, 32nd Hospital Center, in the first half of Game 3. Remember, Game 3 is the consolation bracket, so the winner of this game will get third place in the Turkey Bowl tournament, and then following this game will be the championship game against 230 Infantry and the 46th Engineers. So, again, we're sitting, I believe, 14-0 Medak over 32nd Hospital Center. It might be 13-0, but I think they got the 1 point while I was yapping just a minute ago. And we're going to be hanging out throughout the afternoon, telling you about what's going on. It is the 2025 Turkey Bowl here at Fort Polk. Just a really neat event that they do for the soldiers here on Fort Polk. It's fun, able to blow off some steam, have a good time. The sun is out. By the way, that fog, clouds, whatever it was earlier this morning has finally cleared up over the Pickering, Fort Polk area, and we can enjoy some sunshine while we're watching some flag football. And I do want to give a shout out to the 12th man situation going on here during Game 3, because during the last game, when the 46 Engineers were playing, there's a huge group of soldiers on the sideline, and they were cheering on the 46 Engineers pretty hard. So much so that the ref had to come over and give them a little bit of a warning about going a little too hard into the 32nd Hospital Center team, which, to credit to the 32nd Hospital Center, they did not mind at all. But, Game 3 starts. Now, that same group of soldiers who was cheering on the 46 Engineers are cheering on the 32nd Hospital Center team, just showing good sportsmanship all around, even the ones who aren't playing the game. Oh, we have a huge pass. Oh, that is a huge run, completion all the way to the end zone. That is number 29 on the 32nd Hospital Center team. I don't have their name, but she did a fabulous job, caught the ball, had to run about 20 yards to score that touchdown. I'll grab her name in just a couple of minutes, and I'll mention it on my next break. But we're hanging out at the 2025 Turkey Bowl, and we're broadcasting on Today's Country 105.7.
Today's Country 105.7.
Today's Country 105.7. We are a little into the noontime hour now, not exactly sure where, but we have just kicked off the second half of Game 3, the consolation bracket between the 32nd Hospital Center wearing purple and Medak wearing maroon. The score is 13-6, so I was incorrect about the extra point try from Medak towards the end of the first half. They did not get that successfully, so they're sitting at 13 for Medak. 32nd Hospital Center were down 13-0, and then right towards the end of the first half, there was a huge catch and run by number 20, Leslie Abafe. There we go. Leslie Abafe. A huge... Right towards the end of the first half, there was a huge catch and run by number 20, Leslie Abafe. She caught the ball just a little past midfield and sprinted towards the goal line. Now, she did not get in. She came up short right before the goal line, but 32nd Hospital Center were able to get that in for a touchdown, and they did not get an extra point, but that made the score 13-6 at the half. Now, we are sitting in the second half right now. 32nd Hospital has the ball close to the goal line, and I was told an update during halftime by my man Seth here. So there's more on the line than third place here during this game. So if 32nd Hospital Center ends up losing this game, and then in the championship game, 46 Engineers end up winning the game, not only will they win the championship Turkey Bowl tournament, but they'll actually win the Commander's Cup. This is their all-season-long cup for the top team, and because of the points and the situation they are currently sitting in, again, Field Hospital or 32nd Hospital Center in the purple, they lose, 46 Engineers win, and they not only win the Turkey Bowl, but they also win the Commander's Cup. Now, unfortunately for the 46 Engineers, 32nd Hospital Center did just score another touchdown, and now they're going for the 2-point conversion, which is similar to the 1-point conversion, but from farther back away from the goal line. A pass to number 4. He leaps to grab it, but unfortunately ball drops to the ground. So right now we are sitting at a score of 13-12. Medak up on 32nd Field Hospital Center by 1. And they're going to take over possession. So we're going to end it here for the moment. I'll catch back up with you in a few, let you know how this game is wrapping up, and then we'll move on to the championship round from the 2025 Turkey Bowl here at Anvil Field on Fort Polk. We are broadcasting on Today's Country 105.7.
Today's Country 105.7.
Today's Country 105.7. Well, Game 3 came to an end, and some high drama towards the end. 32nd Hospital Center pulls out the win. They had given Medak that first down with just under 2 minutes left, but they were able to hold them on 3 downs. Medak ended up taking the punt, or kicking the punt rather, back to 32nd Hospital Center with just about a minute left. The punt return went to just about midfield or so, which is a good 40 yards from the end zone, by the way. And after a couple incompletions, no gains, a pass to number 12, Brock, with the 32nd Hospital Center, and that guy took off, ran faster than I think I've seen anyone on this field run today, all the way down to the end zone to score that touchdown. They got the extra point, putting 32nd Hospital Center up 19-14 over Medak, which gives them third place in the Turkey Bowl, but more importantly, ends up winning them the Commander's Cup for the season, which they will take into next flag football season next year. So that is how Game 3 wrapped up. High drama in Game 3 here at the 2025 Turkey Bowl. Again, 32nd Hospital Center picking up third place in the consolation bracket, but with that win, they have enough points on the season to take home the Commander's Cup, and that is how we set up our championship round for Turkey Bowl 2025. We have the 230 Infantry taking on the 46th Engineers, and we'll keep you updated throughout the next little bit while that game's going on Today's Country 105.7.
Today's Country 105.7.
Today's Country 105.7. Hey, it's Derek. We're hanging out a bit into one because we are right in the middle of the championship matchup for the 2025 Turkey Bowl. 46th Engineers taking on the 230 Infantry. And I also learned this is actually a rematch of their softball championship they held a while back. These two teams, the 46th Infantry and the 230 Infantry and the 46th Engineers, met up in the softball championship, and the 230 Infantry ended up taking that softball championship. So we're about halfway through the first half of this Turkey Bowl flag football championship. 46 Engineers started off with the ball. They drove all the way down to the goal line, and then at the goal line, 230 Infantry came up with a huge interception. They worked their way up the field a little before midfield, and number 20, Sasser, broke away. They could not grab his flags. He ran all the way for a touchdown. However, that touchdown was called back, inadvertent whistle by one of the refs, which was fair because that whistle was blown, and 46 Engineers did stop playing while Sasser ran all the way to the goal line, touchdown. However, it worked out better for the 230 Infantry because they worked their way all the way down to the goal line, ended up with a touchdown from number 5 right, kind of a little fade route towards the sideline of the end zone. And so not only did they get the touchdown and the extra point to make it 7-0 230 Infantry, but they also killed about half of the first half time-wise. So we're down to about 7 minutes left of the first half. 46 Engineers have the ball. It is third down, and they are looking to match 230 Infantry score-wise. A quick pitch out and an incomplete. That's going to bring up a fourth down. And I don't know if they're going to go for it. They are way back in their own territory. They might end up just punting it back to 230 here and playing the field position game. But that is what we have going on here at the 2025 Turkey Bowl at the moment. Again, just 6-7 minutes before halftime here. And we'll keep you updated with the action from the 2025 Turkey Bowl right here on Today's Country 105.7.
Today's Country 105.7.
Today's Country 105.7, hanging out at Fort Polk Enville Field for the 2025 Turkey Bowl. We are sitting at halftime in the championship matchup between the 46 Engineers and 230 Infantry, and it has been a close game so far. So after the punt, when I last left you in that first half, the 230 Infantry ended up running down the field and getting a touchdown. Sasser, number 20, got that touchdown to put another score on the board for 230 Infantry. But thanks to some nice defensive plays by number 10 and number 3 with the 46 Engineers, they denied the extra point try. Very first play on the next possession by the 46 Engineers, pass to number 22, Stabani, who ran from the 20-yard line all the way down the field for a touchdown, making the score 13-7 after the extra point try was successful. 230 Infantry came right back. Long pass to number 3. 230 came up with it, and then number 5, Wright, scored a touchdown. They got the extra point on that try, which made the score 20-7. But right before the half was over, 46 Engineers marched down the field. Their QB, number 13, McCullough, leading the way, ended up scoring a touchdown with just a few seconds left in the first half, and they did not get the extra point try, however, because of a flag which was called for flag guarding on the QB. You cannot guard your flag, and that is what the QB, McCullough, was called for. He disagreed with the call, but of course, you're going to disagree with the call. So that is where we sit at halftime, 20-13. 230 Infantry sitting on top of the 46 Engineers at the moment as we get ready for the second half. We are broadcasting from Fort Polk Anvil Field, their annual Turkey Bowl Flag Football Championship on Today's Country 105.7.
Today's Country 105.7.
Today's Country 105.7, and we have come to the conclusion of the 2025 Turkey Bowl, winning the game by a score of 26-25. Yes, you heard that right, by a score of 26-25. 230 Infantry taking home the 2025 Turkey Bowl Championship. Not without a little bit of controversy, of course, because it would not be football without a little bit of controversy. 230 had the ball with about 2 minutes left towards their own goal line. So they were looking to score to add on to their total, and ended up running 4 straight passing plays, which ended up stopping the clock and giving 46 Engineers about 1:38 to work with. And quarterback 13 McCullough, they definitely led the team down the field, ended up scoring a touchdown. It was number 22 Stabani who got the touchdown pass. So that made the game 26-25, went for the extra point, did complete the pass. However, flag on the play for illegal blocking took away the extra point. Final score 26-25. Again, 230 Infantry coming out on top. So congratulations to those guys. Fantastic job. Honestly, the entire day has been an absolute blast. Thank you to Fort Polk family and MWR for having me out here. I hope you guys enjoyed the updates throughout the day. We have been broadcasting from Anvil Field on Fort Polk for the 2025 Turkey Bowl on Today's Country 105.7.
Today's Country 105.7.